Hey everyone, I'm back looking at some more very classic Yu-Gi-Oh cards today. Actually, they're about as classic as you can get, really. So we've already looked at the Starter Deck Yugi and the Starter Deck,
Joey Wheel is the name.
and this time we'll be going over the Starter Deck Pegasus. This one came out alongside the Joey deck. I think it was in 2002, it might have been 2003, but probably 2002. And it's about the same power level as the Joey one, I think. So it's significantly more powerful than the Yugi and the Kaiba decks. You can see this one that I've got here is the first edition for US and Canada. So I think that's typically the most desirable one. I was doing a little bit of research looking at eBay to see kind of what these are going for. And for a sealed one of these, it looks like it's around maybe 300-ish. So this one is not sealed, but the box and the cards are in quite good condition. Actually, I really appreciate how the person that I bought this from, how he opened this, was just by cutting these little seal things rather than ripping it open, because now the box is still in pretty good shape, and I can just reopen it whenever I feel like it. So we'll take a look inside here. You got the paper playmat, a classic one like you get with all of the old starter decks. Get the rule book version 3.0. What does it say here? Some stuff. And then inside, my relinquish is stuck. Because I have it is quite stuck there. I have the 3 foil cards sleeved up just to keep them in good condition, because they do kind of move around a little bit in here. Anyway, so in this, the main card, I guess, is the relinquished. Look how much text is on this card. That's crazy. I think this does something with stealing your opponent's creatures or something like that, but honestly, I'm not even going to try to read all of this. You know, one of the complaints that I had about newer Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and why I couldn't get back into the game, was just because the cards were so wordy and there was so much text on them. But then look at this like, really old card. That has so much text on it already, so like, I guess it hasn't really changed. Maybe it's just that it's become more common to have so much text. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this one, let's take a quick look at it outside of the sleeve here. It's nice to have it in minty condition like this. The ones from the Pegasus deck, to buy them separately, I don't think they're that expensive, even in first edition. Maybe the most expensive one would be like the Graceful Charity. But it's cool to have them all together like this. Very nostalgic. Put this guy back in here. So there's the Graceful Charity here. This card is super broken. I remember back when this was new, I don't believe this card was limited when it first came out. So I played 3 copies of this in my Exodia deck, and it worked really well in that deck, because I could just kind of chain these together and churn through my library to find pieces of Exodia. I think pretty soon this got limited to 2 though, and then I don't know if it just got sort of banned or not, I can't remember. I'm not sure what it's doing today, it might still be banned, I'm not sure. But it's a great card. And then this one, Griffin Wing. I always thought this was a weird inclusion in this deck, because for one, it's one of your super rare cards, so you'd think it should be pretty good. But all it does is it says when your opponent activates Harpy's Feather Duster, all your opponent's magic and trap cards are destroyed in place of your own. But the thing is, Harpy's Feather Duster was only available as a video game promo, so a lot of people didn't even have it. So it's really weird to have a card like this in a starter deck, which a lot of people will be getting, and then one of the main cards in it only interacts with a video game promo. I just always thought that was kind of weird. But to be fair, Harpy's Feather Duster was a very important card to have if you wanted to play competitively. I'm pretty sure that even today it's played a lot. But onto the commons. Got a Man-Eater Bug. Such an awesome card. Just removal in the form of a creature. Reinforcements. Dream Clown. This guy is cool. I remember I played him a little bit. It says when it's changed from attack to defense position, you can destroy one of your opponent's monsters. So it's kind of slow to get started, but you know, it's recursive removal whenever you can keep on changing its position. Jigen Bakudan. This card was, I think it appeared in the first season of the show. It's a weird one though. What does it do? Flip. After this card is flipped, offered as a tribute during your standby phase to destroy all monsters on your side of the field and inflict damage equal to half of the total attack of the destroyed cards, excluding this monster, to your opponent's life points. It seems really hard to set up, but it's cool. The Waboku, the fog there. Manga Ryuran. So yeah, this deck has the toons in it. That was Pegasus' thing, was the toons. I don't think that they were ever that good, but they were very popular. I think like they're even popular today. There was just recently the set Toon Chaos, so people love their toon cards. These are another ones where it's kind of hard to set up because you need the toon world to play it, and it's kind of not really worth the deck building constraints, I think. This one appeared as a rare in Magic Ruler. I always think of so there was Magic Ruler, and then it got reprinted as Spell Ruler, but I always think of it as Magic Ruler because that's what it was when I was playing. Got a Fisher, Enchanted Javelin, gain some life. Uraby, cool dino. Fast on its feet, this dinosaur rips enemies to shreds with its sharp claws. Ugh. Ring of Magnetism. Need equipment. Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. If the Relinquished wasn't the ultra rare card in this deck, I feel like it would have been Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. This was a secret rare in Magic Ruler. And, just showing how the toons are popular, despite these not really being played, I think, the secret rare version of this for Magic Ruler is still quite valuable. Even the unlimited one is pretty valuable. And a Magic Jammer, pretty important card. Definitely played this a lot. Just counters negates a magic card. Dark Hole, gotta have it. Trap Hole for some more removal. Muka Muka. I remember playing this guy. I always liked it actually. I don't think that it was ever that good. Like, what does it do? Increase the attack and defense of this card by 300 for every card in your hand. So say you have maybe 4 cards. It'd have what? 3, 6, 9, 12, 1200 plus 6, so 1800. It's kind of a lot of work to make it just have an 1800 though. It could potentially be higher, but at that point it's kind of a win more. Illusionist Faceless Mage. I think this one appeared in the show. It's got a pretty good defense for needing just 1 tribute. Another toon card, Toon Summon Skull. I always liked this one. Just looks cool. Toon Alligator, which is not actually a toon card. It's just a normal monster. It's kind of weird. Could be confusing for kids that were just starting to play with this deck. But it's named Toon. Soul Release. Stop Defense. I'm not sure if I ever played this. It was a good card in the show, but in actual games, I don't know how useful it was. 7 Tools of the Bandit was extremely useful though. I remember playing several copies of this in my deck. Can negate a trap card. Negate something important like a Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute. Castle Walls, Hero Shadow Scout. This card, it always seems super crappy to me. What does it do? Flip, your opponent draws 3 cards, both players check the cards, and any magic cards among them are immediately discarded. But it still just draws your opponent cards. I don't understand. Maybe there's a way that you can break it? Dispel. That was in, I think, both of the other decks I looked at too. Robin Goblin. I tried to play this. Actually, I had a pretty decent deck with this. It had some Robin Goblins and things like Delinquent Duo, Forceful Sentry, White Magical Hat. Just try to tear apart the opponent's hand. Mask of Darkness is kind of the counterpart to Magician of Faith. Magician of Faith returns a magic card, whereas this returns a trap card from your graveyard to your hand. Super useful. You can rebuy things like Mirror Force. Mirror Force was always the best trap card when I played. Like I don't think that there was anything better than it that you could be playing as a trap. Gain some life. Diane Keto, the Cure Master. Black Pendant. Pretty decent equipment. Increase attack by 500, and then when this is sent to the graveyard, you do 500 damage. Rogue Doll. It's a average normal monster, I guess. A decent attack. Toon Mermaid. See, this is the uncensored version with the first edition one. No, that's enough of that. Focus. I know. Okay. Rush Recklessly. Another one of the first instances of seeing quick play on a magic card. I don't believe that was a thing in the first two sets. I think that it was introduced in Magic Ruler. Monster Reborn, another card that you just needed to have in your deck. It's just that good. Sonic Bird, pretty good, and also quite important in this deck, because one of your main cards is the Relinquished. So this guy will allow you to look for your ritual magic card and put it into your hand. I think you need the Black Illusion Ritual to play Relinquished, so that should be in here somewhere. Remove Trap. Weird that it has to be a face-up trap. Makes this card really narrow. Rear-Ran. So it's the normal monster version of the Toon one. Are the stats the same? I think the stats are the same, right? Take a look at the Toon. Yep, 22, 26. Pretty cool. Toon World. Need that to play all your tunes. Very iconic card from the show. Giant Soldier of Stone. That's kind of weird for this to be in here. I always saw this as a Yugi card. I don't remember Pegasus playing it. Maybe I'm just not remembering right, though. Change of Heart. Another amazing card. Was limited. It must have been limited to one. I don't know if you can play... maybe it's even banned now, I'm not sure, but it's very, very good. Typically, you would do something like... if your opponent has a Summoned Skull, you would use Change of Heart, steal it, attack them, then tribute their Summoned Skull to play your Summoned Skull. That's something, like a line of play that happened a lot when I played. Yeah, there's the Black Illusion Ritual. Need it to summon your Relinquished. Witch of the Black Forest. So in the Joey deck, there was the Sangan. And here's its counterpart in Witch of the Black Forest. Both are amazing cards. Red Archery Girl is the normal monster version of the Toon Mermaid, I guess. I wonder why it's not just called Mermaid. Armed Ninja. This guy, I feel like Trap Master is a better card. Just because with Armed Ninja, so it can destroy a magic card. But typically, magic cards, like the most powerful magic cards, like Monster Reborn and Change of Heart and things like that, those typically wouldn't be in play. But things like Mirror Force would be in play, so it's easier to catch a Mirror Force or something like that with a Trap Master than it is to get something useful with an Armed Ninja. Aquamador, another good blocker, 2000 defense. Yummy. It's another card that's in the Yugi deck too. Ultimate Offering, I think this is in all of the decks. Ainhain. I assume that's how you pronounce it. That's how I always pronounced it. Can bounce an opponent's monster. Played this a lot. It's very similar to a Man-Eater Bug, but it's only temporary removal. Mystical Space Typhoon is the last card. This was another very good card. Destroys any magic or trap on the field, and it's a quick play. Played several copies of this in my decks. And this was, I think, an ultra rare in Magic Ruler. So that's the Pegasus deck. Definitely, yeah, definitely a step up from the Yugi and Kaiba decks. It's a pretty cool one. So right now those are the 3 decks I've got. I've got a Kaiba one on the way, actually. I managed to find one for a pretty decent price. I'm not sure when it'll get here, maybe in a couple weeks or something. So I'll probably do a video for that too. The box for that one is a little beat up, but it looks like the cards are in very good condition, so that's what really matters, I guess. So if you're interested in seeing that, keep an eye out for that video. You can let me know if you like these Yu-Gi-Oh videos or not. I feel like I'll do a few more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Like, I have a collection that I just like talking about, I guess. Because like I said before, I started collecting the sets that I played with when I was a kid. So it's cool just to take a look at those, at the very classic cards. It's all nostalgic. Anyway, if you're still watching, thanks for watching. And it'd be cool if you could like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. But otherwise, I'll talk to you later.